As a senior at South Miami High School, Pardo wrestled for Hall of Fame coach Wilbur Johnson over there. The crazy thing about Coach Pardo's success as a wrestling coach is that he only wrestled for 1 year in his whole career. Think about that for a second. We're standing here today inducting him to the Hall of Fame, and he had 1 year of wrestling experience, so that's pretty impressive. That being said, Pardo was a 5-time state champion, a 3-time All-American, and a national champion in capoeira. I don't know if you know what capoeira is. It's a Brazilian form of fight dancing. No, seriously, he was a national champion in judo, and he was a pretty badass guy in judo. If you don't believe me, go ahead and just ask him. He'll tell you. He'll tell you for sure. Anyway, Albert Pardo, with his 1 year of wrestling experience, would soon become one of Dade County's best wrestling coaches in history. Pardo has coached 7 individual state champs, 11 state finalists, and his South Miami Cobras have finished inside the top 10 7 times. His Cobras finished 3rd in the state 2 times, and in 2000 they finished the state runner-up behind 7-time state champion Southridge. Pretty impressive, again, for a guy that's had 1 year of wrestling experience. But to measure Albert Pardo's success only based on his accolades would be doing him a serious injustice. He didn't just produce great wrestlers on the mat, he produced great men off the mat. A sign of a great coach is how his wrestlers respond to him. Well, Pardo's wrestlers would run through a wall for him. They would probably kill for him. Looking at them now, I think they probably have killed for him. That's a rough looking group right there. You could tell his wrestlers loved him and believed in their coach. And without a doubt, he would fight for his boys too. Albert Pardo is the only coach I know in the history of the FHSAA that had the whole state tournament come to a complete halt with a stomp of his foot. Seriously, he would go into the center of the mat, he'd question a call, and he would demand. And the whole tournament stopped. He would yell to his assistant coach, "Go get Bondurant, go get Bondurant." Bondurant would come over, and lo and behold, Bondurant would overturn his calls. 3 times they overturned the calls. I'm starting to think that maybe he had naked pictures of Bondurant. Because I've tried that, and I would get hauled off by the police or arrested. But that big lovable teddy bear over there would get away with it. I think one of the biggest compliments I can give Coach Pardo is that he kept me on my toes as a coach. I had some sleepless nights preparing for his wrestlers and their unique style of wrestling. If you guys have ever wrestled a kid that does judo or capoeira, you know what I'm talking about. A Pardo coach team would jack you up in double underhooks and foot sweep you until tomorrow. And if that first foot sweep didn't work, they would just continue kicking your leg over and over until you just gave up. But Pardo's contributions to wrestling has not only been as a coach. Damn, already? He's also been an official for the past 13 years. He is everything you want an official to be as a coach. He's fair, approachable, and knowledgeable. Actually, sometimes I find myself mesmerized by his officiating. In fact, I would say that Albert Pardo is the most graceful official I've ever seen. Watching him officiate is like watching a flamenco dancer perform or a mighty bullfighter. It's pretty stylish. But seriously, brother, I'm very honored to be up here speaking on your behalf. I can honestly say that your presence in the other corner as the opposing coach has made me a better coach. I really hope you enjoy this weekend, because the next time everybody gathers to speak so highly about you, it'll probably be at your funeral. I love you, brother, and thank you for doing all you've done for wrestling.